Hey, what's up, you degenerate gamblers? This is Bill Burr, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, baby.
Cox.
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog.
Happy holidays, Sean.
Happy Merry Christmas. If you want to do happy holidays, that's fine. Which is ironic because you don't do holidays, Ryan. But yes.
Are you anti saying happy holidays?
No, I'm not anti it.
Oh,
I
okay.
like saying Merry Christmas.
Oh, okay.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Seemed like you were anti.
No, it's
happy
just,
holidays.
It's funny that you're a guy who says happy holidays, but you don't.
I also say happy Friday. I say happy Tuesday, happy Wednesday.
Just rotate in holidays instead of.
It's a good icebreaker. Yeah.
Great. Thanks for breaking the ice. We got a show here live coming to you, talking all the NFL picks, props, whatever you need to get going. Fire it up, and let's go, baby. We got ladder talk. We got App State asking, "Will dogs ever bark again?"
Dog.
It was weird. I think in the NFL, all the live moneyline dog mojo got burned up early with these double-digit dogs winning outright. So many of them, big underdogs winning outright, and then it's been, if the dogs do bark, it's been like 3 points and under.
Some of that's the data set you're given, right? Like we've had a lot of closer spreads.
Yeah.
Period. I think that's a lot of it. So we haven't had as many. I think the range that are memorable is the touchdown underdog. We just haven't had a lot of touchdown spreads in the NFL this year. Period. And we haven't been talking about Stanford Wong all that often. So if you think about that, that's the money line opportunity generally. And Sean, just wanted to take a second to talk to our audience about something very serious.
What do you got, Ryan?
Last week when we were talking about football, I accidentally used the catchphrase that include commercial. Can you believe Scott Hansen?
Scott Hansen. The apology is always worse than the crime.
The slapping the football. At least he was holding a football correctly, but he was slapping it too much. It was like he was getting creative notes from the wife.
Gabe tipping us a couple of bucks here. Wants to know full PPR sit one. Marvin Harrison Jr., DK Metcalf, Jordan Addison, or Jonnu. What are you doing, Ryan?
Marvin Harrison or DK Metcalf? Who do you sit?
So you don't sit Jonah?
No,
because of all the PPR stuff.
How can you sit that guy right now? Kind of the only electric thing in that offense. I know CJ likes Malik Watt. I guess gun to my head, I'll sit DK.
I'll say Marvin Harrison Jr. Feels like it's a Connor game. Michael Wilson, Trey McBride. So right. I would sit Marvin Harrison Jr. But
Jonas Smith
actually,
must start.
Sit Addison. Now that I think about it, sit Addison.
He's going to shred that Seattle secondary.
All right, listen to Ryan. We got plenty to get to, including your call. So if you want to hop in live, ask us a question, raise your hand in the Discord, and we'll get you in there. So. Kramer, any big things to hit on? Any big injury news? Anything there?
Well, I figured we'd get it out of the way quickly because people like to talk about it every week. Would you be surprised to find out? I'll throw this up first. So first up, we have the consensus plays. Anything stand out to you here? Not super surprising. A lot of chalk. Sean, Eagles, Bucks, Rams, Bengals, Lions, all consensus plays. Not surprising. How many people played the Giants? 6 more people played the Giants than the Falcons. But not much that stands out here. Any comments?
No, I don't know. The circa million selections are always interesting because it's guys who probably some of them like playing contrarian, some guys playing the dead numbers like Bengals 7.5. Now it's up to 10. There's probably some of that. Same with Bucks, probably 4 most places.
It's kind of a dead number, but not huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Bucks stood out to me I mean, they did make the money line parlay, Sean, but still stood out to me as a situation that would not have bet money they would be the most popular play on the board. That's for sure. Survivor, you care about these 50 guys or girls?
Not that much.
Who's going home? Packers? No. Bengals. That's the one. Bengals and Falcons. I'll circle that block right there. Something bad's happening there.
Yeah. Well, Ryan, obviously this is weird for you because,
what's weird about it?
Well, because you were hyping up Michael Penix and now Michael Penix is going against your Giants. And now you're saying
you're doing it again. You're doing blockheaded stuff again.
What do you mean?
I like the price on the rookie of the year.
Oh, okay. But
because it was an insane price for a quarterback who was going to come into a good situation.
So you don't like Michael Penix as a prospect.
We thought Michael Penix was okay as a prospect.
Yeah.
We didn't. I didn't think he was a top 3 guy. I didn't think he was on the same level as these other guys.
Okay.
Yeah. He played with 3 NFL receivers in college. Very good offensive line. And I think his current team has been wanting to hold him back. So all of those, it's like a forensic files. A lot of evidence suggesting that maybe he's not ready for the moment. That's all. But yeah,
really? What do you keep saying that, but what are you basing that off of?
That Kirk Cousins sucked the entire year
oh no, he didn't suck the entire year. He sucked the last 4 games and they paid him a lot of money. So they were,
I'm not doing this with you right now. They 100% are holding Penix back. They're not, they didn't want to play him. Otherwise they would have played him already.
Yeah. But don't you think part of that was that because they paid Kirk Cousins all that money that they didn't want to play Michael Penix?
If that mattered. And now we're finding out they're going to be able to get out of it by March. So I think if that's the case, I mean, again, you don't draft the guy if you believe in Kirk Cousins in the first place, probably.
But then why do you give him all that money?
I don't know, but yeah. I like I said, clearly something changed along the way, and I think if the public can tell that Kirk Cousins doesn't have confidence, I think the coaching staff clearly had to have an idea that something was wrong here. So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he's not ready for the moment.
Okay, but yeah, I mean, I think you could say that about most rookie quarterbacks.
Yeah, that's my take. So it's not a weird moment it's not a weird situation for me. Thought the rookie of the year price was good. I think he's in a tough spot now. And if you're not playing the under on his passing props today, you're absolutely insane.
A1 detailing service saying Josh Allen broken left hand. Yeah, I think they said he's been dealing with that all season. So I don't know if that really changes the handicap for me. I do like the Pats and the points. I think I just think it's an easy letdown spot for him.
Do you think news gets out like this because it's how do you think this kind of news finally gets out?
Yeah, I don't know. It's
narrative MVP. Lamar just had a good game.
There's probably something to it. I mean, but he was on the injury report a couple times. I feel like with that other left hand. Craig saying look out for Ray McLeod with Penix over prop and anytime touchdown.
I've said this to a couple people. I do think that if you want to be optimistic about the Falcons today, the way to do it is figure out which receiver that isn't Pitts or London is going to have a random big game. Is it going to be Mooney? Is it going to be? I mean, the Giants do get. I believe it's 2 or 3 members of the secondary back today, so they are strengthening up there. But I would take one of the other guys. Ray's fun. Maybe it's more of an anytime play. Ray or Mooney.
J Dubs checking in saying morning fellas. Look at the ATD prices in the Cardinals game. Trey McBride without a touchdown this year and only plus 120-ish. Books are trying to bake in regression pricing, which should be a crime. Yes, I'm going to talk to my local lawmakers and tell them that tell them make this a crime. Yeah, it is crazy. I kind of think he does get one, but the fact that he hasn't had a touchdown all year and you're only getting plus 120, to me, where's the fun in that? I'd much rather take Drew Lock anytime touchdown, DTR anytime touchdown. These quarterbacks that are Chig and Baker. I'd much rather take stuff like that. That's 5 to 1 Chig has had what 2 touchdowns already this year, and the Colts are bad against the tight end. Even though I do like the Colts in that game, and Mason Rudolph has decent chemistry with Chig, at least by Titans standards. So I think there's a lot more fun anytime touchdowns to fire on for the board.
The Chig one you have to smash. Was as high as 5-1 at FanDuel. I don't know what the current price is, but please do yourself a favor and bet on the anytime price for Chig.
Virgil checking in saying Zach Ertz anytime touchdown. I don't know. Zach Ertz is pretty banged up, dealing with the concussion and shoulder stuff. So
general Zach Ertz end of the season old guy stuff.
Yeah. Eagles defense.
So you're not on
good.
Zach Ertz this week?
No,
is
not
that
on
at
Zach
all?
Ertz.
Is that correlated to them playing the Eagles?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
When you play the best defense in the league, your chances of scoring touchdowns go down. So yeah, that is part of my handicap, right? Why don't you pull up what we got on the VSiN props?
All right, let's do it.
Fire off on some of those.
Actually, before let me do the first half parlay out of the way real quick, because it's in the way. I already queued it up. All right. So I told you, Sean, it was a money line parlay week. So we did the same with the first half. Little money line flavor here. I particularly like this one. The Discord, who received access to this early and often, did not like it. Told me how it was going to break already.
Oh, your money line parlay?
No, not my first half parlay.
Oh, okay.
Which is 28 to 1, but that's because it includes the Giants, Michael Penix first start. It includes the Titans again.
Titans do start. You almost need to play Titans first quarter.
Give me that Chig first half touchdown too, maybe, if we want to pile on. And then we're going Lions, Cardinals, and Eagles money line again. First half money line parlay pays 28.69. Let's fucking go. And if you missed it, Sean, from the VSiN show, I teased it on the pick show and the prop show. But if you're interested,
oh, look at that thing,
the money line parlay, it's taking the internet by storm. I'd say the most common thing people replied with is LFG or -1,000 on the Packers. Really?
That is pretty gross, Ryan.
It's a disgusting act.
Sean, come on. Everything is done for a reason. Everything's done for a reason. So, yeah, have fun with that if you want to get involved with it. I told you it's a money line parlay kind of week. All right, next up we got the props.
Oh yeah, let's go, baby. And speaking of Ryan, fellow square, App State 9113.
Nice. What's up? Maybe an avatar next time. App State.
Yeah, for all of us squares, any need to hedge a 3-1 parlay on all 4 college football favorites and Bengals to close it out today.
You don't plan on watching the games? You're going to be out in the yard mowing the lawn, doing a little trimming. That sounds all like this sounds like gardening.
Yeah,
talk.
I don't know. I like the Bengals, and my question is, when people ask for hedging, what has changed since when you put the bet in originally? Originally, when you put the bet in, you liked all college football playoff faves. Nice work there, and you like the Bengals to close it out. What has changed? If something changed, then maybe a hedge. But
if I had to guess, the only thing that could have changed is they maybe realized that Joe Burrow has struggled against the Browns, or they realized that I miraculously left the Bengals off my money line parlay. So, but Joe Burrow did get his offensive line katana swords, not some bullshit Toyota trucks. So they could be up for the game. I have a feeling they might be.
So wait, you would rather have a katana blade than a truck?
If I'm rating gifts,
yeah,
100%.
Really?
100%.
I mean, there's
0% chance anyone's going to get me the right truck.
Oh, well, I would still take
a sword that has a story and history.
No, the sword is awesome gift, but a truck is worth way more than a sword.
Well, it's not all about money, Sean.
Right.
So maybe Joe Burrow has bonds with his players that grow a little bit more than some of these other quarterbacks, or you for that matter. It sounds like.
No, I would love a sword, but a truck is worth way more than a sword.
I don't know that to be true.
Okay.
I don't know that these aren't crazy expensive.
Maybe they are
katana sword, and I also don't know that these aren't leases that like Brock Purdy's handing out.
Yeah, still a lease is worth a nice chunk of change.
Okay, that I disagree with. Not
So
taking a lease over a fucking badass sword.
You think Brock Purdy's handing out leased trucks?
I do. I think.
Hey guys, there's a mileage requirement on that.
Can we get the bet?
Make sure you keep an eye on.
Can we get the bet detective?
That's
on
a
this?
great. That's a great case for the bet detective.
Yeah, it's leases.
I think that. Well, maybe. But I mean, either way, Toyota was picking it up. So.
Yeah, even worse. All right, Sean, your tail of the tape.
Yes.
Not it's.
Already went down with the Steelers money line.
Also killed our pleaser for those.
And DeAndre Hopkins 2 touchdowns. I was debating DeAndre Hopkins or Xavier Worthy, and I'm glad I stuck with DeAndre Hopkins. Both were losers, but Xavier Worthy would have been such a bad beat because he had one earlier and then he had one go right through his hands. I would have been so pissed.
Yeah, so already talked about it. Chig, Vikings defense, and yeah, I mean, I assume you're also on the Craig Reynolds 2 touchdowns, Sean.
Yeah,
we make sure we get on that. Again, the coaching staff has said lots of really nice things about Craig Reynolds this week. He's going to take over the David Montgomery role.
I like this angle.
Very reasonable to think he could find the ends. And now I haven't done this yet, but I'm gonna grab a piece of the last touchdown too. Last touchdown feels like a strong play. And then our ladders, the Geno interception ladder. We if you're looking at faraway places, they have a 3 interception option that's around 16-1, I believe. If you want to take the Geno interception prop to the next level, Sean's been all over the Drew Lock stuff. Anytime touchdown, rushing yard ladder. Again, the 50 yards is 8-1. He got there last game, I believe, that he started.
It's crazy.
DTR also rush. Should we also do a scaffolding where we take the DTR rushing? Maybe we do like something reasonable, like 50-50 and a touchdown for each.
I did. I just did Drew Lock and DTR anytime touchdown parlayed together. That's like saying. 30-1 on my bookie.
So why not add in a yardage?
Yeah.
Even if it's just the baseline yards, that will juice that 50-1 up big time. That's something to think about.
Something to maybe add to. Yeah, Baker Mayfield, love his anytime touchdown. Cowboys have let up 8 touchdowns to quarterbacks so far this season. Michael Wilson first touchdown, like that angle. So yeah, I mean, I just Michael Wilson gets an underrated amount of red zone targets for that offense against the Panthers. Panthers bad against the receivers, and yeah, I'll believe the Trey McBride touchdown when it finally happens. But it's not like you're getting paid extra for betting on a guy who hasn't gotten a touchdown.
Sean,
like at plus 120.
No, you're not getting any value. It's ridiculous. Shout out to Eddie Better, great name. Let's get an avatar, Eddie. There's AI now. You have no excuse. Felice Degenidad, everyone.
Felice Denijad.
We're gonna have to work on. That's a tough one.
Felice Denijad.
I think there's like a inflect. You got to do like the up and down beat. All right. Also, this one cracked me up. Shout out to Abe. Can we get some avatars? But
where are all the women over 220? What are you trying to put together an offensive line? Looking for some possession receivers.
There's a new waitress at the Circa. Cocktail waitress, works the second floor slot area. Looks like she could have some elite pad. I mean, she
goal
could
line, goal line back,
anywhere from goal line back to left tackle. So
maybe a swing tackle. It's probably not starting in the league.
I saw some pretty elite footwork here.
We got some callers, Ryan. Always good to hear from the callers, including this gentleman, Arizona State fan. Forks up. Now you got your college football playoff matchup ready. That's exciting. But what do you got going on for the NFL slate? What do you like, sup boy? Good to hear from you.
How's it going? I after watching those college football games last night, I have way too much hope because goddamn, they look like shit. All of them. When Penn State basically should have lost that game in my opinion, and has 2 pick sixes, and then all of a sudden they're just dominant. It's like Jennings, the best quarterback in this. I'm sorry. I'm excited. That's all I'm going to say. I'm super excited to see the matchup against Texas. It's gonna be hard, but I think we have a chance. So I'm excited about it.
I do think it's amazing how we've learned that road games are tough in college football. That's the take.
I was on Penn State and Ohio State.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why?
No,
why
yeah.
are you have to take this as a touting moment?
No, you said we, like some of us weren't aware of it.
Oh, I don't think anyone thought we were going to see 4 boat races where the road teams had very little chance and looked very underprepared. That's all.
I mean, I don't know. Just like Signetti, I know Italian, whatever you want to say, dude. That guy coaches like a big ass pussy, man. I was
really
so
gutless.
disappointed in that.
And then I would say, Clemson did have a shot. Their goal line stuff really messed them up, but they did have a shot there.
I don't know. Just watching that, I know Dillingham's a little crazy, but I mean, sometimes that's what you need to win.
Well,
but
and
anyway, we'll get to
one underdog has to win in the college football playoff, right? Why not Arizona State?
Why not? I think it's like a 14.5 point look ahead. I'll take that. That seems great to me. We'll see,
I agree.
We'll see, but
Cam Scattaboo.
All right. So what do you like here for today?
Yeah. So I like the Chig yards. I like that play. Touchdowns probably gets to. You guys already have that, of course. Always a tight end like those low yards, 20.5. I like that. It's funny. You guys are talking about Trey McBride's touchdown. His only touchdown is off a fumble recovery.
Yeah,
I remember because I bet it, and I'm just like, never again am I betting Trey McBride touchdown.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, because I always looked at his stats, and I always logged it as a rushing touchdown, and I assume they did some like weird, like shovel pass type thing that was graded as a run instead of a pass. I didn't realize it was a fumble recovery. That's crazy.
Yeah. So I remember watching it. I'm like, I like plus 210, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm not gonna do it again, and maybe he finds it, but we'll see. So then I like a DJ Moore. DJ Moore usually does pretty well against the Lions. His yards are at 56.5. He's gotten 60, like 93 and 98 against the Lions the past 3 times he's played on the Bears. So I don't know, 56.5 seems a little low. I think he'll get there. And then you can drop the slot music again if you'd like.
The slot. How's the slot?
Yeah, Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp's playing the Jets.
Oh,
Jets suck against the slot. He had a terrible week last week, so his yards are only at 57.5. That's pretty fucking low for Cooper Kupp. So I took him 57.5 and I laddered him to 100. So
here we go. Yeah, and I just saw CJ Bottom Line Bombs host. He gave out a same game parlay that had Kupp over 5.5 receptions. Yeah, I like Kupp in a bounce back. I was going back and forth between receptions or yards, but I think both are pretty good against this Jets defense. So like the angle for sure.
Yeah, so that's what I got, and forks up. We'll see.
Forks up.
New Year's Day, but let's go.
All right, good to hear from you, sup boy. Let it ride.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Joining us on the line, Ryan. Oh yeah, Jared Swope saying all I want for Xmas is a Mike Evans touchdown. Yes, also got a little Mike Evans TD action. Joining us on the line, Dayquan the Great. What's happening, Dayquan?
Doing good, fellas. Doing good. So happy to see Kirk Cousins not on the fucking team anymore.
Oh no.
You like that?
Any chance, Dayquan, that you're Leroy Bickerstaff?
No, not at all.
Okay, just
That's
checking.
Deshaun Watson's
We're trying to figure out who this guy is.
So Dayquan, what do you make of Michael Penix's debut? What are the expectations for him making his first career start?
I think, luckily, sorry to say this, Kramer, but we're only versing the Giants, so we don't have that big of expectations of a defense to have to overcome.
Oh, Ryan, talking some smack.
It's literally right where you want him. That's when you put your hand in the bear trap.
Dayquan,
that's right where we want to put in the young draft. I mean, he's not even that young. He's 24 years old. He started 45 games in college.
It's true.
He should be ready.
It's the Bo Nix method.
I hope he's ready for his sake. I mean, I know it's the coaching staff down there. I'm sure very has him well prepared, ready to go.
Dayquan, what do you like?
Sean, I have a question for you though, man. So I have bought some stock on the Eagles. I do think that they're going to the Super Bowl this year. But with today's game, do you think Devonte Smith will have more fantasy points than Scary Terry?
Oh yeah, 100%. definitely like Devonta versus Terry McLaurin. I mean, if you remember last time Terry McLaurin went to Guantanamo Bay, he still is serving his sentence there. He got locked up. No, the Eagles secondary does a really good job, especially against Terry McLaurin. Now maybe he does. Maybe he has an okay game, but I don't think he's certainly not a smash opportunity. And knock on wood, Quinion has not let up a touchdown so far this season. So hopefully that streak continues. I know he was on Terry McLaurin a lot the last time they played. So yeah, I would be on Devonta and fading Terry McLaurin. Even as an unbiased analyst, I think you got to like the Devonta Smith spot here. It felt like last game was kind of an AJ spot. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe they go back to Saquon. They do have a lot of options there offensively.
All right. I'll ride with it. I'll go ahead and put Smith in for the day. I was really debating which one of those two I was going to start.
I mean, Kramer's the non-biased analyst. Kramer, what would you take, Devonta Smith or Terry McLaurin?
Devonta Smith hasn't really. I mean, he's had a lot of dud games. So yeah, I guess if you think he's going to do what he did against the Steelers again and rack up a ton of volume, you fire on him. But I think there's a good chance the Eagles are up big in this game. I know the Eagles and Commanders. What was the stat? They have the longest streak of games decided by less than a touchdown in the National Football League at like 11. But I tend to think the Eagles are going to get up, do their thing where they start to suffocate you. And I think Terry McLaurin could end up racking up some garbage. And I don't think Devonta will be a primary. So
you would take Terry over Devonta?
I think so. We rostered Devonta on a fantasy team this year, Sean, and he was often on the bench for us. So
yeah, I mean AJ and Saquon, there's a lot of mouths to feed. I kind of like this matchup for Devonta, and historically his biggest career games have come against this Washington defense. So I would lean into that. I would certainly.
Has he done any pouting this week? Because that seems to get you the ball.
No pouting, and he never had. To be fair, he never pouted.
Devonta? No, I think
AJ Brown never pouted.
Changing your profile picture to the Joker is pouting.
All right, I thought pouting. It was. I like when guys have fun on social media. Give you talking heads some stuff to work with, but
talking heads.
Yeah, I didn't.
Don't try to disassociate.
Sup John in the chat saying Devonta. I think that's what he's going.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Go turn.
If I could say one last thing before I get out of here, guys.
Go for it.
To win the NFC, I'm sorry, but for the Vikings to get that first round bye, I definitely think it's possible. The Lions are kind of hurt right now. Even if the Eagles win out, the Vikings win their 3 games, they got it.
Yeah, it's weird because it comes down to strength of opponents' wins. So there's a lot of scenarios if both the Eagles and Vikings win out, but if you kind of just look at the chalky outcome, if both the Vikings and Eagles win out, it would probably go to the Vikings for the number 1 seed, which sucks.
So are you saying there's a chance that other games can alter the strength of victory where the Eagles can get it?
Yeah.
So the media is misreporting this then.
No, you have to. It's
because they're saying the Vikings control their own destiny to where against the Eagles.
From what I mean, I read a very detailed breakdown. The Eagles are, I think it was like 28 win. They would need a decent amount of help strength of schedule wise, but it's not.
The
not
Eagles
impossible.
Will need the Giants to beat the Falcons. The Cowboys to beat the Bucks. A lot of things like that to happen.
Yeah. To his point. To Dayquan's point. Yeah.
Are you parlaying these outcomes?
No, because I mean the Vikings could lose to the Packers, and I think it's way too early to be getting into any of those situations right now. I think we'll have a more clear picture after this week, and maybe the Lions get upset at home against on the road against the Bears in the division opponent.
Yeah.
All right, Dayquan, appreciate it, man. Good to hear from you.
All right, no doubt, guys. Fuck Texas.
Fuck Texas.
Wow, I like that.
Let it ride.
Language.
And Dean pointing out 288 watching, only 13 likes. Come on.
That does feel incredibly lazy.
Yeah, it takes.
How do you
seconds.
What do you think that causes that?
Just laziness.
Ungrateful people.
Yeah, that's what it is. App State also pointing out, anyone else sadly addicted to GRP, his Twitter content? Yes, he's a very intriguing follow.
We have this conversation all the time. Is someone telling him how to do social media, or is he just accidentally doing it perfectly?
Yeah, he's just an old guy living in his mom's house who loves gambling.
But even the way he shoots
ham on the bone,
even when the way he shoots his videos is like perfectly wrong.
Yeah,
and it just seems like it's a bit. If he's an actor, if we find out later he's some sort of paid actor, I'd 10% chance.
Khan in the chat saying, Sean, WTF? Why'd you put Detroit losing to Chicago in the universe? Well, because I'm an Eagles fan, and if Detroit loses to Chicago, that helps the Eagles get the #1 seed. So
I don't know either.
I'll start floating that out into the universe.
Derek and the team are at the game, so
yeah, I saw Derek.
Sure, Derek, you wouldn't say that to Derek's face right now.
Daniel in the chat saying, Sean, do you own anything besides Eagles gear? LOL. Yes, I also have some SGPN merch. Use promo code social, get 10% off everything in the SGPN merch store. I mean, besides Eagles gear and SGPN merch, what else would I need?
Yeah, it is weird. There's a section of my the section of my closet that is be like SGP gear or SGPN gear keeps growing and growing. And the section of stuff that is like not related to sports and or SGPN is just getting smaller and smaller. When you make your own clothing,
why not?
It's very difficult to not just have one of each.
Ryan joining us on the line, New England sports insider, gambling expert, and part of the Kramer team when it comes to Circa Million. The one and only Cousin Mush. What's happening, Cousin Mush?
Gambling expert is aggressive.
I was gonna say Mush figured out Discord. This is excellent.
Well, no. I had to. We've had ourselves an amazing last half hour over here. I had to delete, redo, rejoin, unsign. It was quite the thing.
What are you trying to? What are you trying to get a bet in or something?
No, get into Discord.
To Discord. Wow.
No,
okay.
Listen, last week it all of a sudden wouldn't let me like join the live shows. It was just bizarre.
Boy.
I don't know what the hell happened.
Well, you're here,
but yeah, I'm here now. Can't wait. I'll give you a little a taste of my morning. Woke up 7 degrees here in lovely Providence, Rhode Island. Had to went and had some breakfast, then had to do a last minute. Had to go to Walmart, get some like gift bags and wrapping paper and the such for the holidays. And that went well. Drive back out of Walmart, and as typical is pretty much all over the country, there was a gentleman who was, homeless, veteran, begging for money. No big deal, right? He's on the side of the street. Oh, wait, pause. This homeless gentleman, do you remember when, maybe you guys might not have had this out in LA because it's warm there year round, but when they started doing outside dining again, outside of COVID, they always had those like space heaters. They massive propane. This guy had 2 of them, 6 things of propane, and he was begging for money. Now,
sounds like he's got something figured out.
Sounds like what?
Sounds like he's got something figured out, right?
Yeah, he's a scam artist. That's what he had figured out. So, needless to say, I had to give him a few pieces of my mind and how much he was a scam. I'm getting honked at in traffic, people yelling at me as he's yelling back at me. He smashes my car with his cup of coffee. It was a good morning.
Oh wow! So, getting into
6 tanks of propane. That's like 200. That's a decent.
Yeah, maybe he also could have just stolen from a restaurant.
Also, we have those same heating devices, but they're used for when it drops under 65.
Yeah,
exactly. So now to the point of the phone call, Sean.
Yes.
Are you out of your mind thinking that like anybody cares about the narrative that you and the whole entire Philadelphia media has created with the Eagles?
Now, what narrative are you speaking of, Cousin Bush? Are you speaking of the narrative?
Nobody likes us. Jalen Hurts sucks. Mwah. Mwah. Like all of it. It's like disgusting. You guys have won how many in a row now? 10, 11.
Yeah. I mean, still getting no respect.
You're good. Anybody can win the NFC. You guys are probably the favorite, in my opinion.
Well,
But
that's a
that doesn't mean
refreshing.
anything.
That's a refreshing, honest take that not many people have. If you turn on any of these talking heads, they're breaking down Jalen Hurts. I'll stop defending Jalen Hurts when people stop going after Jalen Hurts. I'm not making up that they're attacking Jalen Hurts, a guy who just does.
You're not making it up, but
Yes.
like, just, I mean, I guess I'm not saying this specifically to you. Just act like you've been there before. People used to attack the Patriots all the time in the beginning of the Patriots dynasty. And you know what they did? They just kept winning and shut everybody up. Do that and nobody will care anymore.
It's great advice.
It's good advice. Then we'll get a win today against Washington.
Will you
and then
listen
people
to the
will
advice?
shut up.
Well, we'll see about that.
Well,
And Cincinnati might be in need of winning by at least a field goal. That's all I'm going to say.
oh no, you have a big tease, cousin Mush.
Massive tease with Cincinnati to close it out. Also, as promised, Ryan, I have bet the Patriots minus. I bet Buffalo minus 14, minus 16.5, minus 17.5, minus 20.5, minus 21.5, and at your wish, minus 24.5.
There you
It's
go.
going to be like 48-8 in this game. It's going to be like disgusting.
You do
Drake
have the
made
Drake.
two interceptions.
I do. Yeah.
I just couldn't be a fan of my team and be betting against them so aggressively like that.
Well, he just knows the team
I mean,
inside
there
and
are
out.
bad seasons, so it is what it is.
All right. Well, best of luck with your Patriots getting destroyed by the Bills.
Oh wow.
I hope
Yes,
you have.
thank you.
I hope your Sunday turns around and you don't have any more run-ins. But good to hear from you, Mush, as always.
Thank you. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and we'll have official airing of grievances after midnight tonight for Festivus.
Festivus right around the corner. Let it ride. Good to hear from you, cousin Mush. Good to hear from everyone.
Later, guys.
Calling in on the Discord. Appreciate hearing from everyone. I saw someone in the chat asking, "Are we at Circa?" No, we are at our LA studio here, but glad to hear you're enjoying the Circa. Dwayne saying, "Love you guys. Make Sunday the best day of the freaking week. Let's go." Shout out to you, Dwayne. Virgil likes Penix plus 650 anytime touchdown. I think your takes on Penix and the expectations, all that aside, anytime a rookie quarterback making his first start, I always like an anytime touchdown angle. So Virgil playing Penix at plus 650. Don't mind that at all.
So on that topic, Sean, when with Tua and Michael Penix starting, I don't know if you saw this. It marks the first time in a little bit where we've had two left-handed quarterbacks starting in the same week. When was the last time there were two left-handed quarterbacks starting in the NFL at the same time?
Really? This is the first time in a long time, you're saying?
In a little bit, yeah. Over 10 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy. Let's see. I'll say 2012.
2012
Vic was there.
Perfect. And Vic is one of the quarterbacks. Who was the other?
Oh, that's going to be tough.
I don't think so. If you really, it's very obvious once you hear it. Tim Tebow. So
I was going to guess Mark Brunell, but then I was like, no, Brunell was done
even
by then.
furthermore, what team was Tim Tebow on making this start?
Oh, someone like the Jets or something.
Yeah.
Was it the Jets?
No.
All right. Hashtag I know ball. See the bots checking in. Always never a good sign. To
The
see
bots
the
are here. What's worse, the actual bots or these human bots that show up in our Discord and try to get you to join a Telegram channel?
Very annoying because they're like, we try and filter out the bots. But if they're actual humans, they can usually work around whatever we have set up to that is a great duo, Mike Vick and Tim Tebow. But also
Two of the greatest college quarterbacks that I've ever watched play college quarterback.
Totally different styles of game, obviously too. Mike Vick becoming a college football head coach before Tim Tebow. What were those odds been?
1,000,000 to 1.
Right? Because don't
There's
you think
0% chance someone's taking Mike Vick to be a coach before Tim Tebow.
Yeah, like what would you even set the price?
unbettable. The yes on Tim Tebow, it would have been, like minus $1 million.
Gary in the chat saying Chig and Strange touchdown parlay at plus 2820. I like that. I'll sign off on that because I do have Brent and Strange 2 touchdowns, Jags tight end in the late game against the Raiders.
I saw some YouTube comments roasting you about you must have gone back and forth from calling him Colton Strange at times.
Yes, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Sounds like something I would mess up. I don't know why in my head he's Colton, but it is Brenton Strange. I don't know where I'm getting Colton Strange from.
Is that not a player?
Let's see.
It looks like a baseball player.
Yeah, I don't know.
A red shirt at Oklahoma. Yeah, this can't be the same person. Just combining names. It's like a NASCAR name. Colton, Brenton. It's those like Southern names where they're just adding syllables.
Steven has a Kyler Penix DTR anytime touchdown 120 to 1.
Yeah. I don't want to be controversial here, but I know Penix is a black guy, but you should look up his rushing stats in college.
No, I don't think he's going to be super mobile, but again, these I get that. Even Kenny Pickett got 2 rushing touchdowns when he first came in.
Kenny Pickett was a much more mobile quarterback in college than Michael Penix.
Yeah, if you look at his, he doesn't have many rushing touchdowns.
Colby would rank Penix pretty high in the lawn chair ratings for this rookie class. In fact, it's hard to think of who's the bigger lawn chair in this rookie class than Michael Penix. No, I think
Caleb pretty mobile, Bo Nix pretty mobile, Jaden Daniels obviously mobile.
Even Rattler, and some of the later guys are like they're scamperers, as you would say. What else you want to get to, Sean?
Yeah, you want to let's knock out a underdog entry. Always like hearing from Underdog, get a little Underdog entry.
And I may have not reserved as a Millie Maker this week, and it filled. And we're not doing the $3,500 Millie Maker this week. Which, by the way, Sean, the $10 million maker, it's at 460 entries out of 3,500. That's crazy, right?
And it's guaranteed.
Oh, it looks like it's still going on, but yeah, it looks like it. Yeah. Unless there's something wrong with my screen. Maybe this is a future one. I have it filtered for this week though. Anyway. All right. Yeah, let's do an Underdog entry. Do we want to do touchdowns in this one, or do we want to do just general fantasy projections? Yardage and stuff. I feel like we should do one or the other.
No, let's do a touchdown. Just a 2 entry touchdown.
How am I not going to say Chig?
That's fine.
Okay.
So Chig, I did. Okay. So Chig higher a half touchdown. I love Baker too. Do we just put Baker in there?
I don't hate that.
Yeah,
and I'm pretty sick that I didn't play Mahomes on Saturday. I'm reading this data book right now, and I think one of the things that's getting my mind on is like I'm doing the reverse. The reverse of diversifying my anytime touchdown bets as the season's gone on. I'm just putting more and more concentration on fewer touchdowns. Feels good. The Chig thing is a big mover this week for me.
So Chig higher a half touchdown.
What's the total number between the two?
Put together for an Underdog entry, $100 would return you $2,332.
Okay, let me just sure I'm invested in this.
Sounds like something we would get down. So
not a third
higher,
one. Not a third one.
Higher Baker a half touchdown. Higher Chig a half touchdown. $25 returns you $583 over on UnderdogFantasy.com. Promo code SGPN.
Yeah. What have you? Any other bets from today we want to get off our chest?
Ooh, Mike saying add Akins and Munt anytime touchdowns. I'm assuming they're at plus 153. That's pretty fire.
Yeah. We were talking about it. Like Hawkinson hasn't had a big game either. It does seem like the Vikings offense has a ceiling this week, in my opinion.
Christopher in the chat, he's got a 2 touchdown player prop. Craig Reynolds, which I'm on as Kramer gave it out. I agree. Tyler Higbee, who is dealing with some illness, but he's back. He's 100%. Ray Davis.
Oh, Almost calling international.
I mean, you're dialing international.
You got the country code in there?
+2855500.
Not familiar with that country.
Yeah. So there you go. That's a fun one.
All right, some other fun. All right, I'll pull up the account and let's see. Let's unload. Michael Penix under. It was 226.5 when I played it. It's come down a little bit. Also, Michael Penix's interception price is still being priced as if he's not going to throw an interception. Good luck with that. It's still -105. Sean Jerome Ford over 2.5 receptions, still juicy, but this has come down too. -145 now. Bucky Irving rushing yards. That's for Sunday night, but love that play. Talked about the Geno Smith interceptions. Love that as well. And then I was pretty simple on the same game this week. It's Chig 2 touchdowns, Jerome Ford 2 touchdowns, 420 to 1. And then if you want to play some reverse correlation in the Bengals game, Ford 2 touchdowns, 2.5 receptions, and Bengals laying the points. It's now gone up to a very cool 65 to 1.
And yeah, like I said,
I see. You wrote Colton in the sheet too. That's probably where people are roasting you.
Okay. I don't know why Colton's in my head.
Is it a country singer?
I think it's just the first name that ends with TON. I mean, do you know any other Brentons?
I don't know a Colton or a Breton. If
I feel like
honest.
I know a couple Coltons.
No, really? Where?
I don't know.
What are you out a ranch hand in the summer?
I feel like Colton isn't.
Colton's the
Colt
chef.
McCoy.
He's really good at cooking breakfast.
Colt McCoy. What do you think his full name is?
Colt.
No.
Or not Colt. Just something completely unrelated.
You're right. Daniel Colt McCoy. Come on, it's not short for Colton. There's got to be some famous Coltons out there.
Maybe
more than.
I've never heard of one though.
All right.
I mean, also Strange is a great last name. Unrelated.
Also toss in there Jalen Hurts, Mike Evans, both getting a touchdown today. That's always a fun one. I saw someone in the chat at Grant Calcaterra, 6 to 1 anytime. That's certainly fun. But the problem with the Eagles is they have so many other. You got to deal with Saquon. You got to deal with Hurts. You got to Devonta, AJ Brown. There's a lot of mouths to feed.
Colton, the origin, derived from the combination of coal, meaning coal, like something you mine, or swarthy, and town, essentially coal town. So there you go. Not related to Colt at all. Everyone just learned something. Any other props you want to get off your chest, Sean?
Props I want to get off my chest. I can bring up my some of the other ones I had on the props. DeAndre Swift over 10.5 receiving yards. Trey McBride over 70.5 receiving yards. Kendrick Bourne over 18.5 receiving yards.
It's a baby fucking wheel, man.
And Brenton Strange over 35.5 receiving yards. Obviously, I like his touchdowns. And yeah, I also liked Calvin Austin ladder, which he got one. He got a decent chunk, or he cleared the lowest level. So the lowest step of the ladder was 60 yards at +265. He did hit that. Unfortunately didn't get to go higher, but 65 was still a good outcome there at +265 for the lowest leg of the ladder. Carmen, you got any more plays you want to give out?
No, I just, the reason, no, nothing to add. Moneyline parlay, very locked and loaded. Already hit the Kansas City lock. Massive bet on the Vikings today. Vikings defense. I think that's maybe I have it first touchdown, but do yourself a favor. Geno Smith interception pairs nicely with Vikings defensive touchdown.
I'm late, but stop saying Devonta, Sean. It's Devonte. You're actually incorrect. It's pronounced Devonta Smith. So feel free to Google his pronunciation.
How does he say his name?
Devonta. Yeah. At least according to this.
Don't worry, I'll get to the bottom of this. We'll have the bet detective on this too. He's actually really good at player name pronunciation. So
now I am seeing some people that okay. No, maybe I'm wrong because this is saying Tay. This other one is saying Ta. So we'll do a deeper dive.
Oh, but as a big Eagles fan, I'm sure you've heard him say his own name before, or a friend of his in the locker room say his name.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. You don't hear someone I'll have to like watch on the Sunday Night Football. Where
does he get referred?
Devonta Smith, Crimson Tide.
Do they call him Tay?
This is great. The
or
guy.
Ta?
The guy goes, "Trust me, I'm black. I'm right on this."
I will say, if there's one thing, you got to trust him.
Okay, I'll trust you. So Devonte Smith.
It's like the McCafferty thing.
McCafferty.
Just some words are hard to say.
Well, I've read pronunciation keys that had it tough. So if it's Tay, I apologize, Devonte.
Somewhere I have the official NFL pronunciation guide, so maybe we'll pull that up. Do a little go back to school.
Reek in the chat saying Tim Patrick over 2.5 receptions in play. Yeah, definitely. He's always again, the Lions they just have a bunch of mouths to feed.
Does this sound wrong to say? But Tim Patrick kind of feels like a cold weather guy.
What's wrong with that? He played in Denver last year.
It just seems like he's big, physical. Amon-Ra, I know he's a tough guy, but he's a little smaller.
Dayquan the Great saying, "Will the Bucks win out and make the playoffs?" Yeah, I still think the Bucks win the NFC South. We were on the Bucks to win the NFC South preseason. Still on them.
It's not the only scenario where they get into the playoffs, but yeah.
You think they?
Well, I think the Falcons could completely self-destruct. I also think, I think the Bucks could end up dropping a game because the Falcons end up dropping a game.
Oh yeah, definitely. But I don't think they're getting in if they don't win the division.
Yeah. Confirmed. That would take don't look now, but certainly did Washington beat Tampa? No. If that
also maybe they beat out. Yeah. But I don't see Atlanta winning the division, I guess is where I'm at.
Yeah, but the Bucks are only a game back of Washington.
Shout out you to Bully Fat Sacks helping me correct my pronunciation. Saying LMAO, best show. I'm trying to meet y'all in Vegas one week. Yeah. Anytime you're out there Friday night at the circuit, come by and say hi.
Great. Yeah. Cause Sean bumped into two separate couples where the female component of the couple seemed to also like the show, maybe even more than the male component. Matt, Erica, little NFL slot session. So that actually happens. If you go to the NFL slot on a Friday at the Circa, you may
Kramer in the wild.
You may find me. And then bumped into Patrick and Amber too. So shout out to those folks. They live the dream of going to the Circa and running into me.
Living the dream. Great to hear from everyone. Appreciate you guys calling in. Let's win some bets, baby. And we'll talk to you after the games. Call in there, air your grievances, put someone in the locker, and listen to our Monday Night Props. And of course,
thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, stacking the money green. He's Ryan.
Great job today, Sean. Best of luck.
Kramer, let it ride.